Hello, and welcome once again to Yoga for Kids and Their Adults. My name's Tony. I am here at Me Time LLC, a massage and yoga studio here in Troy, Alabama. This program is sponsored in part by the Charles Henderson Child Health Center. They are a pediatric physician and dental office taking care of children from birth to age 19. They fund this through a grant that they received from the Children's Trust Fund, whose purpose is to prevent child abuse and neglect. Welcome back once again to our November gratitude series here for the Yoga for Kids and Their Adults. Last week, we were grateful for the change in the weather, and it is constantly changing right now. There's a lot of hots and colds and rains and dries, and it's lots and lots of changes. And we are celebrating a holiday this week with Veterans Day. And this holiday serves to honor all men and women who have served in our armed forces to keep our country safe and secure. So thank you very much to all of you who have served, and thank you very much to all who support those who serve. Your families sacrifice just as much as you do. So thank you all for your sacrifice. Today we are going to be honoring our protectors. And what better way to honor them than to have a nice yoga routine that celebrates through a lot of the warrior poses. So for today's routine, it is going to be standing up. We're not going to have any sitting down or laying down. And you are going to need some space to be able to move. So if you need to clear your space, go ahead and do that. You need to move the coffee table out of the way or a chair or something. Just make sure that you're not going to accidentally bump into it, let it trip you up, or hit your head on it when you're trying to move around. Okay, also, if you're practicing with a family member or friend, you want to make sure that there's enough space around you so that you're not going to smack into each other while you're trying to protect with our warrior poses. So go ahead and take a moment there. If you have a yoga mat, you can go ahead and put it down because we are going to be standing like I said. If you don't have a yoga mat, you are welcome to use a towel, a blanket, or even the bare floor. We're not going to be on our knees today, so you're not going to need that extra cushioning. So whatever makes you comfortable standing up and doing the different postures, turning your feet from side to side, go ahead and set that up as well. I'm going to be using my yoga mat. It is going to be kind of facing the screen here. And during the routine, if I say left or right, just go with whatever you happen to be doing, okay? Just know that if I say left on one, we're going to do the opposite, so you do the right on the other. Does that make sense? Good, because whatever we do on one side, we have to even out on the other side. All right, so do you have your space ready? Are you ready to begin? Excellent. Let's honor our heroes with our warrior poses today. Let's honor our protectors. So let's begin by assuming a nice mountain pose, okay? So a mountain pose that we do here, we have our feet under our hips, not all together, okay? We want to make sure that we're taking every body alignment into consideration here. So your feet are under your hips, your knees are bent just a little bit so that they're over the arches, not the heels. This prevents your legs from locking and cutting off the circulation that returns back up to your head. So your feet are under your hips, your knees are bent, your shoulders are over your hips are tucked under. If you think about it, when you see a dog that's scared and his tail's tucked under, use that visualization to help you tuck your hips under as well. Okay, so your hips are over, your shoulders over your hips, your ears are back over your shoulders. All right, it might feel like you're trying to look backwards, especially if you're used to working on a computer or you're reading a book or texting on the phone or playing a lot of video games. But try to line up your ears with your shoulders and then let your arms rest at your side. This is a nice neutral posture. And this is going to kind of be our base camp for today's routine. Okay, to begin, we're going to start with some exercises that tie in our breath with our movements. So we're going to be taking a deep breath in, bringing our hands up towards the ceiling, not letting our shoulders creep up to our ears. And breathe out, bringing your hands back down to the side. Let's try that a couple more times. Inhale, bringing your arms up towards the sky. Exhale, bring them down to your side. One more time. Inhale, bring your arms up overhead. Exhale, bring them down to your side. Now we're going to make this movement a little bigger to incorporate a full body movement, okay? So breathe in, bring your arms up overhead. Breathe out, bring your hands down to the floor in front of you. Gonna hold it here for about 3 breaths. So inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and on your last inhale, bend your knees forward, bring your hands up towards the sky, and then exhale all the way down. We're going to do this again. So 3 breaths. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And now on this inhale, bend your knees, bring your arms up overhead with a nice deep breath. Exhale down to the floor one more time. 3 breaths here. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. And as you inhale, bend your knees, bring your hands up overhead. Exhale, bring your hands down to your side. You feel like you're starting to get warmed up? Excellent. We're going to add a little bit more activity to this next round of our breathing exercises here. And by doing this, what we're going to do is we're going to start to warm up more than just our arms and our legs. We're going to start to warm up our hips and our torso as well. Okay? So inhale, bring your hands up overhead. Exhale, bring them down to the ground. This time, inhale, bend the knees forward. Bring your hands up at an angle. You're still kind of sitting there. That's why this is called chair pose. We're going to sit here for 3 breaths. And then on our last inhale, we're going to go all the way up. And then exhale all the way down. And then inhale, bend those knees. Bring your hands up. 3 breaths here. Last one. And then your next inhale, going to bring your hands up overhead. Exhale down towards the ground. Inhale, bend the knees, bring your hands up. 3 breaths, hold on to it. You're going to feel those hips and those thighs really putting out some effort here. Last breath, inhale, and let your hands drop to your sides with your next exhale. You feel warmed up now? Wonderful. I keep playing with my little microphone pack over here. So let's get started with some of our warrior poses to honor our protectors. So to do this, we are going to take a nice wide stance, a little wider than shoulder width, okay? Now I'm going to start to my left. Again, remember what I said before. If you start on your left, for the next series, you're going to start on your right and vice versa. Okay, so I'm going to start with my left. I'm going to hop my back foot a little bit forward. That's going to give a little bit of a wider stance. It's easier to stabilize and balance this way. Okay, so I'm going to bend that front knee. It's not going to go past my heel. Now, if I have to step this foot back just to get that nice bend in my knee, I'll go ahead and do that, and I encourage you to do the same. All right, so keep your hips facing your screen. Bring your arms up and level to the ground. Look over your left arm. And here you are. Do you know the name of this pose? That's right. That's Warrior 2 or Virabhadrasana 2. Long words, aren't they? We're holding this for a few breaths here. You're going to feel that nice strength here in your hips and your thighs. And then to increase this, we're going to go ahead and bend a little further. How you doing? Are you starting to feel any shaking? If you're feeling some shaking, go ahead and back it up a little bit. Otherwise, keep that challenge going. Remember, protectors are fierce because they rise to the challenge. Okay, now let us drop our back hand to our back leg, flip our front hand up so that the palm faces the sky, and reach up over our head, giving us a gentle back bend in our reverse warrior. How you doing? You following along so far? Those legs starting to get a little shaky? If you need to, go ahead and straighten that leg just a little bit. But if it's not getting shaky, leave it there. Answer that challenge right there. Good. Wonderful. Let's go ahead and cartwheel our hands back level to the ground, looking over our front hand, our left hand. And now, I want you to twist your body so it faces your left hand and bring that right hand up with a clap. Can you do that? Twist and clap. Now, separate your hands, bring them overhead, and you are in Warrior 1. Very good. Now, if you're having a little trouble and your hands only go so far, you might have some tightness here in your back. That's okay. Just go as far as you're able to or willing to go. Again, Warrior 1 here. To let your legs have a little bit of a break, let's go ahead and bring our hands down to the ground. It's a little bit of a break, not a whole lot of a break, but this is a nice little, almost like a runner's lunge here. Hold this for another couple of breaths here. Feel that good stretch in your outer hip here and your inner thigh here. And now I want you to straighten up that left leg. Bring your hand to your ankle. And you are in pyramid pose. This is a little bit different. A little stretch here in your hamstrings here. I want you to go ahead and bend that knee again. Bring your right hand up and over like a cartwheel. And you're back in, which pose is this? Warrior 2. Very good. Go ahead and bring that hand, that right hand, with a twist up to the front again. Bring your hands back behind you this time. And lean forward in our humble warrior. This is a wonderful pose. Gives you a little bit of a stretch, a little bit of a resting position. Go ahead and release your hands. Bring them back up to Warrior 1. Straighten out that front leg. Keep your right hand in the sky. Bring your left hand down to your ankle. And this is, do you know the name of this pose? Triangle pose. Very good. It's got 3 points of contact. There's 1, 2, 3. Very good. Now, let's go ahead and bend that front knee. Cartwheel back up to Warrior 2. Straighten the leg. Turn your feet to the front. Might need to hop that right foot back. And you're in star pose. And let's go ahead and neutralize our hips here. Go ahead and give them a shake. Left and right. Just kind of loosen them up a little bit. And then I want you to bend forward, bringing your hands to the ground. This is a wide-legged forward fold, and it's really good for neutralizing your spine and giving your hamstrings here a bit of a stretch in the inner thigh as well. Stay here for a few more breaths. If you're feeling adventurous, go ahead and lean back and see how that changes things. Can you feel how that changed the focus to your inner thigh instead of your hamstrings? That's amazing. Just a small adjustment will make a big difference. Couple more breaths. Feel the stretch. Go ahead and lean forward again. So it's back to your forward fold. Bend your knees out. Bring your hands up to prayer at heart center. Hold it here. This gives you a nice inner thigh stretch here. And then inhale, bring your hands all the way up to the sky. Exhale, bring them out level to the ground, palms forward, back to star. We're going to do that one more time. Go ahead and bring your hands down to the ground, keeping your legs straight. Bend your knees. Bring your hands up to prayer at heart center. And then inhale all the way up. Exhale down to the ground one more time. Bend your knees out. Lift your palms up to prayer at heart center. And then inhale all the way up. Exhale, let your hands float down to your sides. Go ahead and walk your feet in. There we go. And just kind of shake your legs out. That was a lot to do with your hips and your legs. How are you feeling? Are you feeling strong, like a protector, like some of our veterans? Amazing. So once you've recovered, let's go ahead and get back to our wide stance. And this time we're going to turn to our right. So our right foot turns out, our left foot hops forward, turns about halfway between forward and to the side. Keep your hips facing your screen. Your arms come up level to the ground, and you're going to look over your right hand. Now bend that right knee. Again, if you need to step that left foot back to get into a deeper pose, go ahead and do so. And we are in, what is this pose called again? That's right, Warrior Two. Now on your next exhale, if you can, see if you can lower a little deeper into that posture. Ooh, starting to feel that. It really engages those thighs and hip muscles in there, doesn't it? Good. Now, I want you to drop that left hand, flip your right hand so that your palm's facing up, and reach up overhead in our wonderful reverse warrior posture. Can you feel that stretch all along the side in there? Excellent. How you doing? Sometimes this can get your balance going a little wonky. Just make sure that you hang in there, stay stable, okay? And then we're going to cartwheel our hands back level to the ground, looking over our right hand. Back to, did I hear you say Warrior Two? Excellent. Now, we are going to twist our torso. And in doing so, we're going to bring our left hand over to our right hand with a clap. Are you ready? Twist and clap. Good. Separate your hands, bring them up over your head for, can you remember what this is called? Warrior One. Excellent. Y'all are doing so good today. I'm so proud. Just a couple more breaths here. And then we're going to bring our hands down to the ground, giving our legs a little bit of a rest. This is going to focus the stretch in a slightly different area. Can you feel the difference? Wonderful. Now, I want you to straighten up that right knee, bring both hands to that ankle, and can you remember the name of this pose? Pyramid pose. Very good. Wonderful. From here, I want you to bend that knee, cartwheel your hands back up to Warrior Two, looking over your right hand. Excellent. Go ahead and straighten up that right knee. Bring your right hand down to your ankle with your left hand going up. And you are in, can you remember this pose? Triangle pose. Wonderful. Just a few more breaths. And cartwheel back up, bend that knee back to Warrior Two. How you doing? Is your arm starting to sink back there? That's okay. Practice, practice, practice helps you get through these a little easier. Go ahead and twist and clap. Bringing your hands up. Back to, can you remember this one? Warrior One, very good. And we're going to bring our hands down to our back, clasp them, and lean forward in our humble warrior. This is a fantastic balance pose, strength pose, and stretch pose as well. Go ahead and release your hands. Bring them back up to Warrior One. Turn and twist to Warrior Two. How's your leg doing? Getting a little shaky? Okay. Go ahead and straighten up that right leg. Turn your toes to the front and bring your hands down to the ground in our nice wide-legged forward fold. We're going to stay here for a couple of breaths here. And as you stay here, go ahead and lean your hips back and feel how that changes the stretch again. See how it focuses more on the inner thigh instead of the back of the thigh. You sticking around? Are you still there? Wonderful. Now, I want you to bend your knees, turn your feet out, And feel that nice little stretch there. And since we've already done this once, go ahead and lean it to the left, walking your hands in front of your left leg. Can you feel how that really focuses right there in the inner thigh? Wonderful. Go ahead and swap legs here. Stretch out your left leg and bend your right. Really stretches the inner thigh here on your left. Few more breaths. And then straighten out both legs back to that wide-legged forward fold and lean your hips back again. We're making sure that our warriors, our protectors, our veterans are nice and strong here. Go ahead and bend your knees out again. Bring your hands up to prayer at heart center. Inhale all the way up. Exhale back down to the floor. Keep them here for a minute. Lean back. And then let's lean forward. Bend your knees. Bring your hands up to heart center in prayer. Inhale all the way up. Exhale down to the floor last time. Wonderful. Feel that stretch. Rock your hips from side to side here. Left and right. Try to be controlled here. This is a nice dynamic stretch. Helps you get to the full range of motion here. And when you're ready, stop and straighten out your legs. Couple more breaths. Bend your knees out. Bring your hands up to heart center in prayer. Last time all the way up. And walk your hands, or walk your feet together. Whew, I can remember what body parts are called. Now go ahead and shake out your legs. That was a lot. Do some shoulder circles. And we're going to kind of stretch out our shoulders, our back, and our chest to make sure that we care for this area here too. We're not just doing strength. We have to focus and stretch as well. We have to do the opposite to balance out. So to stretch your shoulder, go ahead and bring your hands in front of you. We're going to start with our right hand here. So bring your left hand under the right elbow and pull it across. This is going to be a nice stretch for your upper back. A few breaths here. Really feel that stretch. And then we're going to modify it. Bring your left hand over the elbow. Bring your arm down and across. Ooh, can you feel how that changed things? It's a lovely stretch. Kind of focuses on different parts of your upper back, doesn't it? Wonderful. Go ahead and release your shoulder. Shake it out. Now bring your right hand up. Bend the hand down. Bring your left hand up and grasp that elbow and pull it straight, giving yourself a nice little tricep stretch. Doing good? I thought so. Y'all are doing fantastic today. I'm so proud. Go ahead and inhale. Bring your hands up. Exhale. Bring them down to your side. Shake out your shoulders. Good. Let's do the same thing on the left hand. So you bring your left hand out with your right hand, grasp under the elbow and pull it straight across so it's level with the ground. Can you feel that stretch? Awesome. Fantastic. One more breath, and then we're going to modify it. We're going to take our right hand, go over the left elbow, pull it down and across your shoulder, down and across your torso. Can you feel how that changes up the stretch? Excellent. Couple more breaths here. Then you're going to release, kind of shake it out. Bring your left arm up overhead, bend your elbow so your hand comes straight down. With your right hand, grasp the elbow and pull it straight. This gives you a nice tricep stretch in here. Can you feel that? Does it kind of relieve that ache? Awesome. Couple more breaths here. And then we're going to inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms float to your side. Now, how can we stretch the front of our shoulders here? Well, are you nearby a wall? Like that. What you can do is go to the wall, put your hand flat on the wall. And then turn away from it. Can you feel that nice stretch in there? Oh, it feels amazing. Just a few breaths here. I might just take a break here. This is awesome. And then when you're ready, go ahead and turn towards the wall. Place your opposite hand on the wall and continue your turn until you're turned out for this arm. Ooh, we did a whole turn, didn't we? It's one whole rotation. Are y'all studying that in school yet? Geometry, rotation, angles. This is where it comes into a real life application. Awesome. One more breath. And then turn towards the wall. Bring your hands up. Inhale and big stretch. This is going to stretch your torso and also help strengthen your back here. Inhale back up. Exhale, let your hands float to your side as you continue around to face the front. So, did we stretch everything? I'm fairly certain we did. Our head. We have not stretched our head. And our protectors need a good, strong head, don't they? So let's start off with a little bringing your chin to your chest. And stay here for a couple breaths. Make sure you can feel it stretch on the back of your neck. If you're not feeling it, you can bring your hands to the crown of your head and just pull forward just a bit until you feel it. Now, if you have a neck injury, don't do that. Go only as far as your body's willing to let you. Go ahead and release your hands. Bring your head up and bring it down to your left shoulder. Note that my shoulder's not rising to meet it. Try to keep your shoulder down. Bring your ear down to meet your shoulder this time. You should feel a nice stretch on the opposite side of your neck. Doing okay? Fantastic. Couple more breaths here. And then you're going to lift your head. Make sure your eyes are level. Bring your forehead back so that you're looking straight up to the sky if you can. You should feel a nice, gentle pull, a stretch in the front of your neck. Couple more breaths. And then bring your head forward, eyes level, and then tilt to the right. Remember, this shoulder doesn't come up to meet it. It stays down. Let your ear come down to your shoulder. You doing okay? Wonderful. Again, if you're not quite feeling a stretch, you can bring this same side hand to the top of your head and kind of pull just a little bit until you start to feel that stretch in your neck. Only go as far as your body's willing to let you, okay? Go ahead and release your head. Straighten it up. And just kind of rock and shake. See what your head's feeling. What's your neck's feeling. Whew. And if you are one of the adults taking care of these kids, you might feel some pops and clicks. That's kind of common. It's not necessarily normal. It's a signal that you probably need a massage or to stretch a little bit more. But the kids, you should be fine. So from here, we're going to, again, integrate our breath. But this time, we're going to be mindful of our breath. Go ahead and place your right hand over the top of your chest here, over your breastbone. Place your left hand over your belly. And for the next few breaths, I want you to close your eyes and just feel what movements happen as you breathe. What does your right hand do as you're breathing in and out? What does your left hand do? Isn't that wonderful? Just observe. Don't try to change it or judge it or do anything that would not be a natural breath for you. Your body knows how much air it needs. You might notice if you're running, your body breathes a little faster. You might notice if you're sleeping, your body breathes a little slower. It's a miraculous machine, your body. It pulls in exactly what it needs. Let's take a couple of deep breaths in. Try to really fill your belly all the way down to your pelvis, all the way down to your hips there. And then exhale completely. Do that a couple more times, okay? How are your hands moving now? Did deepening your breath change what was happening to your hands? Wonderful. If you're comfortable doing so, you're welcome to open your eyes, kind of blink awake and aware. And now I want you to bring your hands to prayer at heart center. You can relax your elbows at your sides here. And I want you for a moment to close your eyes, and I want you to express your gratitude to the people who protect you. From the veterans who served in our military, to the first responders that protect us, the police, the firefighters, the EMS folks, to our parents who protect us day and night, and our teachers who teach us and protect us during the day. To all of the wonderful people who protect you day, night, emergency, or every day, I want you to express a heartfelt thank you. I am grateful to you. I am so blessed to have you in my life. You can repeat that a few times if there's a number of people that need some gratitude from you. Even people that might not know you're grateful to have them. Big sisters and brothers or kid sisters and brothers. You're grateful for them too, even though they might not know it. Even though you might not admit it. Just a few more breaths. Breathe in that gratitude and release it to the people who protect you. And when you're ready, open your eyes. How do you feel? We worked our body. We worked our mind and our heart. We've had a wonderful day of honoring those who protect us. And alas, this does bring us to a close. So I would like to thank all of you for joining me here today for this episode of Yoga for Kids and Their Adults. My name's Tony. I'm here at Me Time LLC, a massage and yoga studio here in Troy, Alabama. This program is sponsored in part by the Charles Henderson Child Health Center. They are a pediatric physician and dental office taking care of children from birth to age 19. Thank you for supporting us. And they support us through a grant that they receive from the Children's Trust Fund, whose purpose is to prevent child abuse and neglect. Thank you for existing and doing your good work. Once again, thank you all for joining me here today. I look forward to seeing you next week for another episode in our gratitude series here in November. Until then, be kind to yourself and others. Namaste.